Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to this video. Today I'm going to be teaching you an amazing card trick that is sure to amaze anyone. Now the performance to this trick will be over on my friend Fosuit's channel, so go ahead and take a look at that if you haven't already. That'll be right over here. Once you have watched the performance, let's get into the tutorial. So here's how the trick is done. So the first thing that you're going to do is hand the cards to the spectator to shuffle, and they can shuffle the cards however they want. It really does not matter as there's no setup whatsoever. Now once the spectators are satisfied, you're going to ask for the deck back. And now what you're going to do is tell the spectators that I'm going to go through these cards and make a prediction. So you're going to turn these cards over and take a look at the bottom card of the deck, which in this case is the Jack of Diamonds. And now the word Jack has 4 letters in it. So what I'm going to do is spread 4 cards and I'm going to rearrange this Jack and I'm going to separate this pile right over here. I'm going to rearrange the Jack to be on top of this pile and this pile goes on the table face down. So let me do that one more time. I see that it is a Jack. And the word Jack has 4 letters. So I'm going to spread 4 cards, rearrange this Jack to be on top of this pile and place that on the table. Now what you're going to do is when you come to the second Jack, you're going to go and find the second Jack, which is right over here. Now what I'm going to do is take this Jack and rearrange it to be on the bottom of the pile, and then this one goes on top of this pile right over here, so that the 2 Jacks are back to back. And now when you come to the third Jack, you're going to say, oh, I found it. This is going to be my prediction. And then you're going to place it aside. So the third Jack is going to be the prediction. I'm going to go through and find the fourth Jack. And the reason to do that is that let me just confirm that I got the right prediction. And then you go through these cards right over here. Now I see the Jack. So I'm going to separate it where the Jack is. So the Jack ends up in this hand right over here. And this pile goes on top and this pile goes on top of it, so that the fourth Jack ends up on top of the deck. So now if you did this correctly, there should be a Jack right over here and then a Jack right next to it, 1 Jack on the table and 1 Jack on top of the deck. And all of this is happening as you're finding your prediction. Let's do that one more time with an entirely different card. So the first the cards are shuffled. You turn it over. This time I see an 8. Now the word 8 has 5 letters in it. So I'm going to spread 5 cards. I'm going to put the 8 right on top. These go on the table. I'm going to spread the rest. And now I'm going to find the second 8, which is going to be right over here. Rearrange that and put it on the bottom this time. This goes on top. So now the 2 8s are together. The third 8 is going to be the prediction. You're going to say, yep, I have a good feeling about this card, and place this card aside and say that this is going to be my prediction. You're going to spread the rest and say, let me just check real quick. You find the fourth 8 right over here, split. This one goes on top. This one goes on top of that, so that now the last card is on top of the deck. Now what you're going to do is turn these cards over and you're just going to start dealing out cards like this on the table, and you're going to ask the spectator to say stop wherever they want. And now you want the spectator to say stop after the 2 8s have passed. Now to prevent the spectators from calling out stop before, what you're going to do is you're just going to deal the first 2 cards and say nothing. And now when you come to the third card, you're going to say, I'm going to start dealing out these cards and I want you to say stop wherever you want. And by that time, you've already passed the 2 8s. After you pass the 2 8s, then they can say stop wherever they want. It really does not matter. Let's say they say stop right over here. And now you're going to turn this pile over and you're going to turn the deck over as well and place them side to side. And now you're going to ask the spectator to point to any one pile that you want. And now you're going to use the magician's force on this one. Basically what you're going to do is if they say this pile right over here, you're going to say, okay, we'll come to that later, and go ahead and turn this card over. But if they select this pile right over here, well and good, just say that turn this one right over here. And the good thing about this is as soon as they turn this right over here, you're going to ask the spectator, you're going to anyways give these cards to the spectator. So even if they do point to this pile, you're going to say, okay, go ahead and hold these cards right over here. So that's what you can do. If they point to this pile, you're going to hand this pile to the spectator, and then you can turn this card over. But if they point to this pile, then just ask them to turn this card over. So let's say in this case it is going to be an 8. And now you're going to tell your spectator that the word 8 has 5 letters in it. So can go ahead and take this pile right over here and count down 5 cards on the table. And make sure that the spectators are the ones that do this, because this part is just going to blow their minds away. So you're going to ask the spectator to deal 5 cards on the table as the word 8 has 5 letters. the spectator, once the spectator deal the 5 cards, you're going to say how crazy would it be if this card right over here matched the 8. And now you can add the part over here where you say that you are the ones who shuffled the deck. You could have asked me to say stop wherever you wanted, but go ahead and turn this card over, and that card is going to match the 8. And now you're going to say that remember the prediction that I took out earlier. Go ahead and turn that over, which is also going to be an 8, of course. And then say that the top card of the pile that you are holding on to, that's why I said that make sure that you let the spectators do this part, and the spectators are going to turn the top card of the pile that they are holding on to, which will also be an 8. Now let's just quickly recap the entire thing one more time. First, the cards are shuffled by the spectator. And now you see a 3, the word 3 has 5 letters, so you count down 5 cards, rearrange, place on the table, go through the cards, find the other 3 and say that, rearrange and say that nope, it's none of these cards. When you come to the third 3, that's going to be a prediction. Yep, I have a really good feeling about that card. That's going to be my prediction. Spread through, let me just check real quick. Let me just check one more time. That's the 3, that goes over here, that goes over here, so that last one ends up on top of the deck. Now you're going to turn these cards over and have the spectator say stop wherever you want as you deal through these cards. They say stop right over here. You turn this over. You turn this over. And ask them to point to any one pile that they want. If they point to this pile, then ask them to turn this over. If they point to this one, then go ahead and ask the spectator to hold on to these cards. So you turn this card over, which is going to be a 3. And now the word 3 has 5 letters. So you're going to ask the spectator to count down 5 cards on the table. 5, and now ask them to turn this card over and give the whole speech over here that you could have shuffled the cards. You asked me to say stop wherever you wanted. How impossible would it be if this card right over here matched the 3? That of course is going to do that, and then say that remember the prediction that I took out earlier before the trick even started. Well, that is of course going to be a 3, and the top card of the pile that you are holding on to is also going to be a 3. So that was it for this video, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed, and if you did, make sure that you smash the like button, and if you want to see more of these videos, then make sure that you hit the subscribe button. And if you want to learn another really amazing card trick, that video is right over here. I'll catch you there.